here, so feel free to raise your hand and we can start with questions.
How y'all doing? Today's game kind of highlighted, you guys are young, but you guys provide a spark, whether it's off the bench or starting the second half when you guys are starting the lineup. How do you take today's game and, use it for future reference as the season goes on?
Me personally, I just use it as fuel, just to keep going. We had spurts in the game where we showed that we was right in it, easily could have won, but just probably like a lack of focus, I would say on my end, just a lack of focus, not finishing out the game as strong as I wish I could have or should have. Yeah, that's probably what I say.
I would also say I use this as fuel. That was we knew coming in this was a big game, as our all conference games, but we showed that we could definitely compete. At one point we were down by 15, but we rallied back. We tied it up. So I just think we could just carry that momentum and just do what we did in those runs into this next week and so on later into the season.
What was it like preparing for and then actually defending their 2 7-footers, the 4-5 action they run? It's kind of unique, it seems.
It was tough. We was defending every day in practice, just trying to find out different schemes, like how we're going to guard it, different ways to just disrupt them. And struggled tonight, but we just got to put that game in the past and just move forward, keep working, and just prepare for the next game.
Yeah. You can never fully accurately simulate 2 7-footers on the floor at the same time doing pick and roll with each other. But I would just say, we put in stuff, we went over it a lot, and we tried out different schemes. And, we just tried to stick to whichever one was most effective during the game. And there were stretches where we were guarding it well, and there were other stretches where, they were scoring. So it was just about making sure we were defending at a high level, which we didn't do well enough as a team to.
For both of you guys, was just talking about finishing out games, and obviously this is a new team coming together. What do you feel like is sort of the thread between some of these games that Oregon, Michigan, where it seems like you guys are battling back throughout, and then it seems like in those final few minutes something changes?
I'll speak for me. I just say me personally. That's just with me, like growing up, just being more mature and more focused to be able to finish games. But as a team overall, I feel like we just gotta stay poised. Not let runs affect us. Just keep our mind like where we are on the floor at the time, and just keep driving off of that. Not necessarily get down or think too much about what they do. Just focus on what we do, and I feel like that'll be enough to change the outcome of games.
Yeah, I would just say from my viewpoint, it's a 40-minute game. We just have to stay engaged the whole time, just close out games. We've had a couple close games that we weren't able to, win, but I think we can do it. We're still gelling together as a team. We're all transfers. None of us have played with each other before, but at this point in the season, I just think as we continue to play with each other, these can flip into wins. No doubt.
For both of you guys, when Desmond fouls out, what kind of stress did that put you guys under on offense?
None necessarily. Took pressure. We didn't have. I'll just say, we knew what he brought. We knew what he bring every game. We knew we was gonna miss. Somebody just had to step up. That's really the mindset. The next person up can't think about it too much because we're in the moment of the game. So just like whoever had the ball was just trying to find a way to make a play, affect the game because we was down. So just finding a way to win. And maybe we didn't do it this game, but it will be better next game.
Yeah, I don't think stress is the most accurate word to use for it because we're in a next man up mentality already with Matt's hurt, T. Will's hurt, so we got to step up regardless. So just when he goes down, it's just kind of another just another obstacle in the game. I'm not sure exactly what the score and time was, but I just know when he fouled out, it was just all right, we got to try to band together and still win this thing regardless. So obviously Desmond's a great player, he brings a lot to our team, but I wouldn't say like it's stressful. Like if he goes out, like I wouldn't say it's stressful when anyone goes out. It's just like we got to keep playing because at the end of the day, like it's just us as a team versus whoever we're going up against. So.
I'm curious. You guys mentioned what you did, this week throughout practice. You guys don't actually have like a 7-footer on the roster. How did you guys physically try and prepare for that, and what they were doing throughout this week? Like, what did it look like, and what differed once you actually saw it in game action?
I mean, we tried as best as we could, putting our tallest guys that we had in their position, just trying to make it like a real game, like not just coasting through it because we're not playing the actual players or they're not the same height or strong enough. Just being disciplined, things like that. Just trying to be disciplined as possible, honestly. Like not get bored with it because we was doing it every single day. Not get bored, just be mature about it and just focus.
Yeah, I mean, to echo that, like, I think focus is the key thing. Because, as I said before, you can't accurately simulate necessarily 2 7-footers coming off pick and roll with each other. But it's all about being diligent every rep, just taking it serious like it's an actual game. Because, when the time comes, you got to be ready and just trusting what you practiced over the past week and preparing.
Speaking of practice, you guys are talking about, trying to create that chemistry, a bunch of players coming together for the first time this year. You can't really create that during practice when you're in the game. You two seem to have a good little 2-man game going together in the second half. Do you work on that at practice, or it's something that you feel in the game? You say, hey, let's run this play now. How's that work?
I say we just play off the field. We play basketball at a pretty high level pretty much like our whole lives, regardless if it was high school or AAU. So I feel like that's just like the feel of the game, like being able to play off one another. I feel like that's what makes this team special. Everybody being able to play off each other and not necessarily one person having to have the ball to score. Like I feel like we showed it a lot. Even on me, he threw me a pass that I missed, easy miss, but like I said, like a lack of focus, just being more mature, finishing out games. But yeah, I feel like it comes easy when we practice every day. And we talk every day. So we're a team that bond with each other on and off the court. So I feel like that's like the main thing that just allows us to go out there and do stuff like that, like it's nothing. So
yeah, I would definitely say like just playing with each other, just talking, just even the bond off the court helps on the court. You can kind of see it when we're just playing off each other. It's just kind of free flowing, balls moving around. Like that's just kind of how this team plays and how we're built to play. So that just kind of helps with just gelling and just keeping on developing as the season goes on.
Going back to how you guys prepared in practice ahead of this game, who was it that in practice that was actually playing the roles of Danny Wolf and Golden?
I mean, we have grad assistants. We have one that's like close to 7 feet, so he was pretty vital in preparing this week. And
with Wolf, what is it about his skill set that makes him particularly difficult to guard?
It's just I would just say he's versatile. That's kind of just a thing that's pretty important right now. Just being able to impact the game in a bunch of different ways, and I would say that's kind of the main thing he does, whether it's driving, passing, shooting, rebounding. So I would say that helps him.
I feel like just his next play mentality. Like I saw him throw some turnovers and do some things that we didn't see on film, and he didn't seem like rattled at all. He just seemed like he was just ready to make the next play. Just him being versatile, like Kale said, he looked like he was able to do everything on the court. But I feel like us as a team, we just got to do a better job at defending a player like that, because I know that's not the last time we're going to see a player like that. So.
They made a lot of three-point shots in the first half, and then they did not make any in the second half. What change did you make?
I would say the start of the game, I started off the game, put us in a bad spot, gave up 2 threes. But second half was just come out there, like how we want to be remembered for the game, how we want to finish this game. We knew the reason why we was losing. We just had to take it away, and I feel like just our effort and energy just carried way more in the second half with not letting them get threes, but I feel like we lacked a little bit from letting them like get dribble drives and lanes. So I feel like we just gotta find a way to keep a good balance, and I feel like we'll be all right.
Wesley, I'm curious. You mentioned a few times like you need to grow up, wanting to mature. You obviously didn't play, last year in Washington, and coming here and you're playing big minutes. Started the last few games. So what does that act of growing up look like to you? And how's that been?
Just playing better, like playing up to my standards. I feel like it looked like I had a pretty solid game, but I don't feel like I had a good game at all because we didn't win. So whenever we win, it's cool with me, but just like not losing focus in the game, like y'all don't see it, but I see it. Like it'll be some plays, like I might not be in the right position, might not be coming off the screen as hard. Just trying to make every possession count, and I feel like once I get that down, I have better results, and we'll have better results as a team.
That'll be it for today. Thank you.
Thank you.